doesn't take listening to what I say a whole lot to understand that everyone else is doing the wrong thing. They're provoking me. They're changing my voice and my image using technology. It's 2021. In this video, I get angry. I'm fumed. You can tell by my mannerisms that they're trying to make it seem like I'm mentally ill. I feel sorry for someone who is so stupid that they don't understand the difference between being fumed and those crazy people you see on the streets, or someone with bipolar disorder, or someone who's schizophrenic. If you don't know that I'm not mentally ill, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about at all. No one is more normal than I am. No one is making an argument that makes as much sense as the ones that I make. Okay? No one has the piercing intelligence, even when they're not fumed, that I have. Penetrating intelligence. I'm astute, I'm keen, I'm sharp. They're not. Listen to this video carefully and realize why you're doomed and your offspring are doomed to go to hell. Think deeply about your character, who you are. What is your essence? What is your aim? What is your heart? What is your goal? And ask yourself, when you reproduce with the dumb fuck who reproduced with you, should your offspring be allowed to go to heaven when you denied me the possibility of an offspring, when you chose not to stand with me, when you chose to listen to those cowards who don't know what being a man is? When the males in your cultures chose not to be men, they chose to conform like a scared pink little girl. Do you deserve to go to heaven? Do bitches deserve to go to heaven when the Lord is a warrior? When people died as the story goes, in the Colosseum, people were tortured to death in the Inquisition. Do you deserve to go to heaven as a fucking selfish bitch? Do you? All right, Isaiah 24. This is the third time I'm making this video. First time I had to restart my phone. Second time I was very angry, so I'm gonna try to stay calm from this. I'm being fumed and provoked. It's a long story how they do it. I'm sure one day some of this will come out, like MKUltra came out, COINTELPRO. At least people in the government will know that I'm telling the truth. The people that you people serve. Anyway, Isaiah 24, the Lord's devastation of the earth. See, the Lord is going to lay waste the earth and devastate it. He will ruin its face and scatter its inhabitants. It will be the same for priest as for people, for the master as for his servants, for the mistress as for her servant, for server as for buyer, for borrower as for lender, for debtor as for creditor. Obviously, the European governing class, Israel, the whites, Jews, Asians, token minorities, the LGBT community, okay, everyone else is ruled out after I die. There's no possible moral path, but especially those people for not being man enough, not being mature enough, not having the heart, not loving their families enough, not loving the idea of their offspring enough to do the right thing and obey God through me, putting faith in pedophiles and psychopaths and other corporate trash as far as putting their family in their hands. To me, it is unfathomably stupid for them to do so. How dare they trust pedophiles and pussies like them that refuse to do the right thing with the future of their offspring, instead of putting it in God's hands and rallying to me. The Lord commands you to run, not walk, to rally to me and obey immediately. Anyway, the earth will be completely laid waste and totally plundered. The Lord has spoken this word. Jeremiah 50 sheds light on this. They're going to go mad from idolatry, from cowardice, right? They're going to live in terror in regards to, in terms of being afraid to do the right thing. Okay, they're afraid to kill themselves immediately because there's no moral path in life. Live as evil backwards for a reason in their own language. They're afraid to admit the LGBT people and assorted white supremacist trash and Zionist garbage edited my videos and changed my voice because they're too afraid to lose the things that they desire. Their slut bitch, their fucking pride in their pathetic cultures, okay, and assorted garbage like that, you know, and their, you know, and the stupidity that they, you know, you get it, right? The things they're afraid of. Okay, that's why they feel me right now. Can you imagine? If you're the top martial artist ever, if you were me, right, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, how would you feel if some circus-ass fucking white supremacist frat boys, most of them obviously gay, all of them somewhat gay at least, you know, right, left, middle, you name it, represent every culture there is, okay, that's allowed, was harassing you and fuming you while you're trying to explain the Lord's devastation of the earth? So they can pretend their fucking cowardice, their machine-grown penises are actually valid. Can you imagine the frustration? Can you imagine having the most sacred job of all, and there's not a man among the rest of the world, the 7.8 billion people, This man enough to stand with God's son, the King of Kings. Can you imagine that? They're proud to ride with their punk-ass biker gang, their pig-ass unit, their punk-ass military group, their sniveling gang, their butt boy frat. They're like, we proudly stand with you. I'm John Wayne. But they will not stand for true masculinity with the King of Kings. Can you imagine how fucking disappointing and annoying that is? There is no angry words that is inhuman or reflects mental illness when you put this in its context. That comes from me. All right. The earth dries up and withers. The world languishes and withers. The heavens languishes with the earth. The earth is defiled by its people. They have disobeyed the laws, violated the statutes, and broken the everlasting covenant. Ark of the covenant, the monarch, the man ark, the main ark, the ark of the blow, the ark of the covenant. Striking, tries king, rise king, risking. Risking, why? Because he's not some European noble ninny. Not some fucking Jew with their massive network. Not a token minority. You know, you don't pick figs from thorn bushes or thistles. Those guys have proven definitively that they're responsible for all the horrible things in the world by their calculated plan to make the world this way. And this is exactly how they want it when you consider how many of them there are, how much money they have, how much power they have. Everything except me bootlicking to their bitch asses is what they planned. Anyway, obviously, I don't do that. Therefore, a curse consumes the earth. His people must bear their guilt. Therefore, earth's inhabitants are burned up, and very few are left. The new wine dries. Up, and the vine withers. All the merrymakers groan. The joyful timbers are still. The noise of the revelers has stopped. The joyful harp is silent. No longer do they drink wine with a song. The beer is bitter to its drinkers. What they're trying to explain is what happens when you go out like complete bitches and only bitch, sniveling, coward, wicked, chaos, desolation, spiritual emptiness, realm of the dead bitch paths are left for your offspring. They're not men drinking beer. They are not men drinking wine. They are not people of God walking the earth. They are utterly desolate pieces of shit. And I promise you, I prefer death by far than all the money in the world as any one of them. All the women in the world. It is not worth being a soulless, sniveling worm who's afraid to stand by Jesus, the Son of God, which in this case, and in the last case ever, is me. It is not worth betraying someone like me to be a fucking bitch-ass motherfucker. It is not worth betraying someone like me and God to be a bitch-ass motherfucker. Okay? Or any other type of person. It is stupid as fuck not to see it this way. And no one could possibly be smart without obeying God through me. Not possibly. All they can be is skilled labor at being a bitch. Scientists don't know what the fuck they're talking about because they can't address all the variables. So like, I think I figured a little something out and I'm sucking the devil's dick is their fucking path. It's pathetic. Pathetic. 10. The ruined city lies desolate. The entrance to every house is barred. In the streets they cry out for wine. All joy turns into gloom. All joyful sounds are banished from the earth. The city is left in ruins, its gate battered to pieces. So will it be on earth among the nations as when an olive tree is beaten, or as when gleanings are left after the grape harvest. They raise their voices, they shout for joy. From the west they acclaim the Lord's majesty. Therefore in the east give glory to the Lord, exalt the name of the Lord, the God of Israel. If the east gives glory to the Lord, exalt the name of the Lord, the God of Israel. If the islands or the sea, well, I'll just post it on the screen. From the ends of the earth we hear singing, glory to the righteous one. But I said, I waste away. Woe to me, the treacherous betray. With treachery, the treacherous betray. So what this is referring to is the Spirit of God is not going to come into the world. There's this gate. I'm the gate, the way, the truth, and life. The truth. Not their fucking theater psychology, church, cult psychology, bitch, but the truth. What it truly means to be morally mighty, righteous, true love, derived from justice, etc. Okay? It is being wasted in the sense that they're not receiving it. Okay? It's not truly wasted because it's with God, but it's wasted in the sense that it's not receiving. The Spirit of God ends with me. So there's one light, and eventually it's going to go dim, and as they fuel me and so on, it's like they're covering it up. They're putting it under a bushel instead of putting it on a stand. One of the parables of Jesus, a lamp on a stand instead of under a bowl or bushel. Okay?
Terror and pit and snare await you, people of the earth. Whoever flees at the sound of terror will fall into a pit. Whoever climbs out of the pit will be caught in a snare. The floodgates of the heavens are open. The foundations of the earth shake. It's kind of like Noah's Ark, except for this is the end. Okay, there's no more logical reproduction on this planet. It's just with God. The source of everything good is God. These dumb fucks, in their greed, were too stupid to realize that the things they enjoy are in a much better form with God. They settled for a bootlicking pittance to go out like a sniveling bitch when they have like 3 years of super good life. It's like 22 to 26 or something. And they have 20 years of the best years of life. That's it. Before that, you're a little snot-nosed brat. After that, you're a fogey-ass, wrinkled-ass pussy. What the fuck don't you people get? The earth is broken up. The earth is split asunder. The earth is violently shaken. The earth reels like a drunkard. It sways like a hut in the wind. So heavy upon it is the guilt of its rebellion that it falls never to rise again. Generational ill-gotten gains in psychology. If you brainwash everyone on the planet, it's going to be the fear of your guilt, facing your guilt, and your offspring facing your guilt. So it's heavy because it's caused you to lie to them about who they are, where they come from, what are their prospects to go to heaven. So they fall no matter how you slice it, never to rise again because they don't have the truth. The way is the truth. Not lying about who you are. Not lying about what I said, God's commands, that it ends with me. Not lying about that. That's not the way. The way was while I was here to obey God through me and to leave. You have a newborn baby. It is better that you obey and you get your baby to obey and you die with me. Okay? You get fumed with me. You man up with me and you die with me. One way or another. And I'm not necessarily saying you fucking liberal and conservative pussies that they have to die the same moment as me. The earth reels like a drunkard, it sways like a... Okay. In that day the Lord will punish the powers in the heaven above and the kings on the earth below. They will be herded together like prisoners bound in a dungeon. They will be shut up in a prison and punished after many days. The moon will be dismayed and the sun ashamed. For the Lord Almighty will reign on Mount Zion and in Jerusalem and before its elders with great glory. It's a long story what Mount Zion represents. It represents the spirit, the warrior spirit of the top martial arts order. Not the Jews that you see labeled Jews, okay? But the top martial arts order. So part in Isaiah, I believe it says, Zion is a fire, Jerusalem is a furnace. So it's referring to a lot of things and not literally Zion on earth. You got to be kidding me. That toilet hole called Israel, okay? I despise it more than fucking words can describe. And I'm not necessarily saying for the rules on Facebook that everyone